Howdy everyone, and welcome to The Valkyrie Cycle, a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast by Midnight Ceremonies Media. My name is Catherine Merritt, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this season as we explore the small town of Thornridge, Washington, and all the wonderful and sometimes terrifying magic within it. This season, its themes and its setting were inspired by my own experiences living in a small town and all the complex feelings that we can have about the places and the people we grow up with. As a game master and a world builder, I've always thought that small towns, tight-knit communities with secrets bubbling just under the surface, are the perfect place to tell a story about the supernatural, and this season is the realization of that idea. More than anything, though, the Valkyrie Cycle is a story about queerness, about home, about the families we choose and the families we don't, and perhaps most importantly, what happens when we choose to love each other despite a world that doesn't always make that easy. Before we begin this episode, a few reminders. If you're tweeting or posting about the show online, please use hashtag the Valkyrie Cycle or hashtag TVC spoilers to tag your content and to help us see anything you'd like to share. You can follow our official account at Midnight Sea Media on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for updates and additional information about this show and more. If you haven't listened to our first season, The Cromwell Chronicles, fear not. The Valkyrie Cycle takes place in a different setting with an entirely new cast of characters, so while I certainly would recommend you go back and check out Season 1, it is not required listening. And just as a heads up, due to some technical issues, Percy's audio will be a little rough in episodes 1 and 2, so please bear with us as this issue will be corrected by episode 3. Finally, a warning. This season deals with heavy themes, including recurring and intense depictions of generational trauma, internalized homophobia, violence, and intra-party conflict. For episode-specific content warnings, please check the episode description or visit our website at midnightceremoniesmedia.com. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy our very first episode of the Valkyrie Cycle. Welcome to Thornridge. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thornridge. I am your humble game master and master of ceremonies, Catherine Merritt. I use they, them pronouns. I will be playing all the extras.
My name is Saffron Heftigau. I use she, her pronouns. I will be playing Stephanie Chaplin, who is the witch skin. And Stephanie is starting with the condition soulless.
I am Victoria Nielsen. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Sylvia de Estraciante, and they use she, they pronouns. Their skin is the serpentine.
I'm Karina Revilla. I use she, they pronouns. I will be playing Cesar RODRIGUEZ-REYES, who uses he, him pronouns, and is the serpentine skin.
Hi, I'm Casey Fleming. I use they, them, and she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Starfire Miller, the chosen, she, her pronouns.
Hello, I'm Arcadia Reeves. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing Cassandra Cassie Rodriguez. Their pronouns are any, but preferably in the order he, they, she. They are the werewolf skin, and I am starting with the conditions dead meat and one of them.
Hi, I'm Quinn Borazin. Use any pronouns. And I play Eden Grace, who also uses any pronouns and is the queen skin.
Hello, my name is Percival Walter. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Lucian Astor, who is the werewolf skin and who also uses he, him pronouns at the beginning of this campaign. I'm starting with the conditions. Only one condition, Daddy's boy.
Alrighty, well, I think without further ado, let's get into it. I have a little bit of an intro. We fade in from black on an aerial shot of a sprawling forest scene, snowy mountains rising out of the trees in the distance. The camera slowly zooms in on a town nestled at the base of the mountains, surrounded on all sides by deep green forest. This is Thornridge, a small town in Washington state sitting just on the outskirts of the Cascades National Park. For those who don't know how to look, Thornridge is almost painfully normal. A once booming logging town slowly growing smaller and quieter as its younger population flees for bigger and brighter opportunities. For those who do know how to look, Thornridge has always been a magnet for the mysterious. campus, and its high school, Thornridge High, is no exception. Here, students of all kinds attend, including those of a more monstrous sort, and while strange things have always been known to happen in the town of Thornridge, this year is already setting itself apart. Reports of animal attacks and rumors of strange people wandering the woods keep the townsfolk out of the forest, while the winter cold lingers on much longer than normal. April has descended on the people of Thornridge, but as cold winds continue to blow snow down from the mountains, springtime remains far out of sight. And as the people of Thornridge whisper in fear and dismissal, something else prowls on the edge of the world, waiting.
What?
So, our camera descends on a building of Thornridge, a large building with a sort of gothic facade, stained glass windows, a big parking lot behind it. A sign in the front reads, St. Jude's Catholic Church. Confession, 7 to 10, Thursdays and Friday mornings. Lucian, you're walking up the steps. Percy, would you like to introduce your character?
Yes, of course. All right. Okay, Lucian Astor. Walking up the steps, you see an immaculately dressed blonde man. He is in a black Dior suit with cashmere turtleneck, beautifully tailored and custom cut suit that perfectly fits his form, gorgeous Chanel boots, and gold cross chain around his neck. Very short, but like very clean blonde hair. Couple of rings on his fingers. He also is walking up the steps away from a very, very annoyingly gauche black car, sports car, which he drove, and he's walking up this, and he's walking up the steps. He's done it many times, and he's sort of just breathing evenly. There's cool confidence, power, and privilege come off him in waves everywhere that he walks. And the only two he's got a rosary in his breast pocket of his jacket on the inside, and phone on the other side, and that's all he brings with him as he steps into St. Jude's Catholic Church.
You open the heavy wooden door, and like immediately, like the smell of incense sort of like hits you as you walk in. It's very warm. You head inside. There aren't very many people in here. The confession booth is like one of those like old traditional like wooden ones. There aren't many people here this early. It's more for like the 7 a.m. thing is like more for like any people who go to school who go to confession, which is not a lot of people. But you step inside and head for one of the pews. This like clear morning light filtering through the stained glass windows, painting the floor in colored light and scenes from the gospel. So, what do you do?
Is there a line for the confessional booth, or is it?
No.
I think Lucian has a lot of opinions about there being no line at the confessional booth. And then walks in, takes some holy water, crosses himself, and since there's no line, genuflects in front of the tabernacle and then walks over to the confessional booth and steps in.
You hear the voice of the priest of St. Jude's, an older man named Father Tom, say, may God, who has enlightened every heart, help you to know your sins and trust in his mercy.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 1 week since my last confession. I lied to many people. I was unkind to others. I was impure in my thoughts and in my deeds. I want to kill my father. I think about killing him always. I imagine what it would be like, what it would sound like for him to die. I was late to church last week. Was late to mass. Came in during the first reading. I was lazy with saying my penance. I have been engaging in homosexual activity with another man, and it has been a bright spot for me, and I don't know what to do about that. And I think I care for him. I think that my care for him is maybe stronger than my hatred of him, and that terrifies me. That's it, Father.
There's a deep sigh from behind the screen. And Father Tom says, are you sorry for your unkind words, deeds, thoughts?
Yes.
Then you may say your act of contrition, my son.
Lucian takes a deep breath, crosses himself again, and says, "Oh my God, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee. I detest all my sins because of thy just punishments, but most of all because they offend thee, my God, who art all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to sin no more and to avoid the near occasion of sin. Amen."
The priest then says the absolution. God, the Father of mercies, through the death and resurrection of his Son, has reconciled the world to himself and sent the Holy Spirit among us for the forgiveness of sins. Through the ministry of the Church, may God give you pardon and peace, and I absolve you from your sins. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Your penance is to pray 1 Our Father and 3 Hail Marys. The Lord has freed you from your sins. Go in peace.
Thank you. And then he gets up, steps out of the box, runs a hand through his hair, steps into a pew. Well, genuflects, then steps into a pew, pulls out a kneeler, and as he always does, does not say an Our Father and 3 Hail Marys, but prays the whole rosary. And then after he prays the whole rosary, I think he stays kneeling. I think he prays. This is internal monologue, but I think in his head he is just talking to God and is just asks, I wonder if anything is achievable now, but thank you for continuing to keep your doors open, and I'm sorry that my confession never changes, and I am sorry. I am. It just, I don't know how to change it. So, I suppose I'll be seeing you again next week. And then he crosses himself again, steps out of the pew, genuflects, turns around, walks out of the church, listens to his steps on the marble. And then probably gets into his car, which, another detail, the license plate is a vanity plate.
God.
That's the license, hey, all right. The license plate is a vanity plate that says blonde, but the E is a 3. And he sort of, it's terrible. It's terrible. Oh, how terrible do I want to make this? It's the doors, you know those doors that go up?
Oh
Instead of going out? It's those doors that go up. So he presses a button on his keys and then the doors go up. And then he jumps into his car. When he gets in his car, and he blasts some music. It's probably Frank Ocean or some shit. And he probably checks his phone. Revs the engine really loud. Everyone in the church, you can definitely hear the loud revving of the engine. And he reaches out of that church parking lot and he drives to wherever Starfire's house is to pick her up for school.
Alrighty. As Lucian's car drives down the road and we see the blonde license plate driving away, we shift over to a different home and a house here, sort of in a neighborhood in town, sort of suburban area. I mean, all of this is very suburban. A pretty nice house. It's not small, but it's not huge. Has a very, blue siding, white trim. The yard is covered in snow, but if it weren't, the yard would also be very neatly trimmed. And inside, we see a whirlwind of activity as the Grace household gets ready for the day. Quinn, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah, so Eden Grace, about 5'6". They have like reddish brown hair that curls past their shoulders, green eyes, kind of right now putting on their textbook like nice shirt under like a nice little like sweatshirt. And yeah, kind of just prepping for the day, getting all their stuff into a little messenger bag that they carry. Primarily, it's one of those like laptop bags, and kind of just like putting in things haphazardly so that like stuff that she like just grabs off her desk, notebooks, papers, and just like doesn't even care, just puts them in.
You can hear from like outside your room, you can hear your parents like yelling across the house at each other, partially in Polish, partially in English, like looking for shoes, looking for keys, and you can hear like your younger brother Roman, like you can hear like his room is next to yours, and so you can hear him like getting ready and like banging things around, and then like slam the door and head down the stairs.
I peek out my head outside the door. Roman, do you need a ride?
Yeah, I need a ride. Could I get a ride?
Sure.
Thank you. He has like a basketball under one arm, and it's fucking freezing outside, but he has like basketball shorts on and like a hoodie.
Crazy. Insane. Yeah. Eden's like prepping her coat.
Your sister Emily, like as you head down the stairs and like start putting your shoes on, you see your sister Emily has like a bowl of cereal in the kitchen and she's like eating and like looking at something on her laptop. Your mom is like braiding her hair and like has a cup of coffee on the counter in front of her, like a white like doctor's coat. And your dad is like tying a tie and also has like a cup of coffee, and your parents are like chatting in the kitchen together. And your mom like sees you and Roman getting ready for school and like about to head out the door, and she like comes over and gives you both like a kiss on the cheek and says, "All right, have a good day at school. I know that there is a test coming up, so..."
I'm ready.
Good.
Hope Roman is.
She like looks over at Roman, who's just like, "It's whatever, you know." I'll do good. Whatever. I'm not gonna be home after school because practice and stuff. But Eden, can you still give me a ride?
I mean, just text me. Let me know.
He just nods. Is like, okay. And your mom like looks at you and says, if you can't get your brother after school, text Emily. And she says, "Okay, have a good day. I'll
day
be
at work.
home. Thank you. Your father will be home before me tonight, so he's making dinner."
Great. Eden tries very hard to hide his malcontent for that.
And your mom like kisses Roman on the forehead again and says, "Be good, Mishko." And he just like, squirms out of her grip and heads out the door. And you head out. God,
See ya, Mom.
you guys in your fucked up cars. Please describe your car.
We walk out, and parked on the side of the road, probably still has like a layer, like a small layer of snow on it, is just this small red Mazda MX-5. Has like those little flipped up brights, always flipped up. Is it's a convertible, but the top's not down because it snowed. There's stickers all over the car from just like various games, various like meets, the car meets that Eden's gone to. Just decorated very liberally. And Eden hops in the driver's seat, turns on, like plugs in his phone to the aux, and just turns on some EDM.
It's so early in the morning. Yeah, your brother fucking hates that, and so, like, tosses his bag into the bag, puts some headphones on, like, almost as soon as, like, he gets in the car, and, just gets in, buckles up, and, the two of you head off to school. We pivot from the Grace household over to another sort of suburban-looking home. This one is a little bit more unkempt, but, you know, lovely. It's like a dark green siding and, like, brownish trim. And inside, the smell of coffee and eggs cooking on the stove wafts through the house. Dia, would you like to describe your character for us?
Okay. Cassie is very tall, about 6 foot. She has cropped, short, incredibly curly, bleach blonde hair. She has a puffy jacket with fur lining shrugged over her shoulders, and is very stockily built. She stomps down the stairs and with no bag, because she doesn't bring anything to school but her phone and maybe a pencil. But this time in her arms, she is balancing in one arm a big bouquet of lilies, and then underneath and tucked inside in a pocket in her jacket is a box of chocolates. And she's stomping down the stairs and goes straight to where her shoes are in the front hallway.
As you, like, head for the hallway, you hear your dad in the kitchen yell, Cassie, I've breakfast.
Cassie, like, slows to a stop, does like a half eye roll, and then goes towards the kitchen.
You see that your dad, Armando's in there, sort of graying, like, salt and pepper hair. He has, like, an apron on over, like, a flannel and jeans, and is, like, at the stove, like, he's making eggs in a hole, which is, like, you know, the toast with, like, the hole in it and an egg in the middle. So he's making that, and your brother is has, like, a plate and like a cup of tea at the table. Your mom isn't here, but that's not exactly surprising. But as you, like, come into the kitchen, your dad, like, looks over and says, do you want some eggs?
I'm good. I'm just gonna head out. I'll get something to eat on the way home.
What are the flowers for, Carino?
School project. She, like, brushes past him to grab, like, an orange juice from the fridge or something.
He just, like, raises his eyebrows and is like, okay, do you need a ride to school today?
No, a friend is coming to pick me up, but thank you.
Okay, cool. Do you know where, do you remember where I left the ice scraper? There was a frost overnight.
It's down the hall near the garage door. I think on the left.
Right. Thank you. And he, like, you know, puts a hand on your head and, like, sort of ruffles your hair. And he says, have a good day at school. When are you going to be home?
Before 6, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll text.
He nods and says, "Okay. We're thinking about, having dinner tonight. Your mom might be there if she's not busy."
I'll try and make it back. And she scoots her way out of the kitchen.
Your brother doesn't say anything, at all during that conversation, but you can see that he kind of rolls his eyes as Armando says that your mom might be at dinner. And you head for the door, and your dad calls after you, "Have a good day at school."
She just tosses a hand, and then walks out as she's walking out the door, pulling on her shoes and leaving.
Lucian is the one coming to pick up Cassie, correct?
Yeah. I would, at this point, because he's a pretty punctual person, you'd hear the familiar sound from a mile away of Lucian's terrible black. It is also a convertible, and it's. But
Wait, I'm sorry. It's a convertible whose doors open up?
I don't know anything about cars. Whatever. Yeah. Canon. I'm living my best life, actually, Victoria. So it is a convertible with the doors to go up. So,
and also somehow has enough seat in the back.
This is actually the magic thing. Nothing about us. It's just this car.
It's just Lucian's car.
I don't know why everyone's being so mean about Blondie, alright?
Oh,
God. Okay?
It's not the magic school bus, it's the magic Blondie.
Magic douche car. Lucian has a garage, actually multiple garages, so he can stop the top down. No frost got on his car.
It's still freezing outside, though, man.
My home never gets cold. Yeah, you hear the really familiar, the really loud, vroom from far away as Lucian goes way too fast in this suburban area. Way too fast in this suburban area. Just, rockets in, and then, stops right in front of Cassie's house, and he's just like, "Cassie!"
Hey, Hurricane. She, goes towards the back seat, sits in. Hey.
Oh, sick. Those are nice flowers. Is that what I think it is?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's,
oh my god.
Yeah, we're gonna see how this turns out. How was your morning?
Morning was good. Had a little bit extra time. I wasn't able to get to confession last night, actually, so I went this morning. So got that in. But so I'm really awake right now. Very cogent. I'm those are nice chocolates too. Damn, whole 9 yards.
Yeah. She very carefully adjusts the flowers in her lap. Next stop?
Yeah, for sure. And then he pulls out of really loudly and heads over to Starfire's house.
Yes. We pivot over to the Miller household, which is a 2-story, older-looking home. You see that there's a lot of snow in the yard. There's a beat-up sort of a pickup truck, but it has the cover on the back, so it looks like an SUV in the driveway. Inside, Casey, would you like to introduce your character?
Sure.
Please.
So, Starfire is about 5'6", has brown eyes, and for the sake of things now, I will say naturally blonde hair, but her hair is dyed like a hot pinkish looking purple and pulled back into a ponytail, though some of it is still loose and falls close to her face. She has a noticeable scar through her left eye, but it is like partially healed, but still noticeable. Wearing probably like some sort of skimpy looking tank top, something that most people in freezing weather would not wear. However, she wears this pretty much year round. So she's got some sort of like little black tank top, and over it a leather jacket that is 1 or 2 sizes too big for her. So you can see about half of her hands kind of past the jacket pocket where the jacket sleeves end. Black pants, and around her right arm there is a significant amount of chain link wrapped there as kind of like an oversized, largish looking bracelet. She wears this every single day, and it is never far away from her. Wearing some sort of like Doc Martin like type boots, if not explicitly Doc Martens, and probably has bags under her eyes as she usually does, and is getting ready to go. Probably texted Lucian close to when she woke up that she needed a ride, and has been continuing ever since.
Yeah, you're getting ready. You hear like the creak of the wood floors outside your room, and you hear like a knock, like a light knock on the door, and the voice of your dad comes through. It says, Mackenzie, you up?
But, yeah, you knocked on my door if you thought I was asleep.
You hear him sigh. Carolyn wants to know if you need a ride.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good. Have a great day at work.
You don't hear a response. And, as you, hear Lucian's very loud car coming down the street, and, open the door to leave your room, you see that your dad is, still standing there just waiting for you. And he just says, listen, kiddo, I know that things with your sister are not good, but I wish, you'd make more of an effort.
You wish I'd make more of an effort? Yeah, that's fantastic.
This is not easy on your mom. It's not easy on her.
Yeah.
And
she hasn't exactly been the easiest to meet halfway, Dad.
I wish you two would get along. And the behavior recently has not been...
Oh my god, Dad, I'm gonna be late for school. You can
Okay.
talk about this later.
Okay.
But for the
What
record,
time are you gonna be home tonight?
I have no idea. When do you need me home?
Your mother would appreciate it if you were here for dinner.
I'll try.
Have a good day at school. I love you.
I'll feed you, Dad. Grabs your bag. He leaves.
Yeah, your dad is a kind of tall guy, starting to has thinning hair, and he just, sort of does that dad thing where he rubs his face and goes downstairs. You hear your mom and your sister talking in the kitchen. They don't say anything as you leave. And you head down the stairs, out the hallway, lined with photos of your family and Carolyn and her awards and her medals, and out the door to Lucian's car.
Before Starfire opens the door, she pauses with this for a second with her hand on the doorknob and takes a breath in, and not her entire demeanor, but just subtly shifts. Like you can see her face harden a little bit. Any sort of like anything that she was taking in from her dad is gone. She looks like how she always looks at school. And she opens the door and walks out, arms probably crossed, waiting on the pavement.
Lucian pulls up with Cassie. It's just like, Star! Oh my god! How the fuck are you doing?
How the fuck are your car's doors opening?
Hey, you know, look, you can. Do you want rides or not, you asshole?
Yeah. Right. Is Cassie sitting in the front seat, the passenger seat?
No, she already went to the back.
All right. Starfire sits shotgun.
Lucian was like, oh shit, I forgot, and takes the aux out of his phone and gives it to Cassie. And it's like, sorry, should have done that in the first place. Oh, also I didn't say, Lucian is 5'9". So short king.
Although taller than Starfire.
Yeah. Lucian knows that Starfire isn't going to answer if he asks about how Starfire is, so he's just like, all right, do we want to get coffee, or do you want to stop anywhere, or we just want to go straight to school?
Coffee sounds fucking great.
Coffee.
Exactly what I was thinking. And then he loudly revs the engine again, pulls out.
Starfire will flip around in her seat and like kind of put her arms over the back of it and peek her head out to look at Cassie. Be like, so how's Eden?
Eden's great.
Does she know? Are you doing like what's the surprise situation?
I mean, I cleared it with them first.
Yeah.
But they don't know that it's happening today. I'm going to have to wrangle these into my locker somehow, but we will figure that out.
Oh, you mean you need a distraction?
You need a distraction is what you're saying.
We are exceedingly good at distractions.
We got it. We can do it. Easy.
Like, Cassie just, like, takes the aux cord, plugs it into her phone, taps the playlist on. Thank you.
Okay. Do you need any more help with the fucking surprise, or is it just...
No, it's not anything big. I'm just,
You're just gonna turn and whip it out of your locker and be like,
yeah.
Yo, eat.
Prom?
Do you have like a sign? People use signs. I think they're kind of cheesy and very big.
I'm not doing a sign.
Okay, but consider. It'd be really funny.
Is there a Starbucks in Thornridge? Or is this like a drive-through?
There's not a Starbucks, but there's like a local coffee place that has like a drive-through.
I think whatever the coffee shop drive-through is, it pulls up. All right, what are we getting? What are we doing?
Cassie just shakes her orange juice. Not today.
Star?
We're gonna take a quick little interlude pause here. Friends, what are normal coffee orders that people have? I only ever get tea.
I feel like Starfire would order like black coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say exactly that.
Lucian puts his like arm on the outside of the car and is like, yeah, we'll have a large iced coffee and yes, he does drink iced coffee 24/7. Yeah, I want a large iced coffee and a large black coffee with like one pump of vanilla. Sure. Yeah. It's vanilla shit. It's simple syrup. It makes it taste better.
You hear like the person through the speaker go, alrighty, sounds good. We'll have that for you ahead at the window.
Lucian pulls up to the window, takes out his wallet, pulls out a black credit card and just puts it over.
Oh god.
He's the worst, okay? I acknowledge it. Everything about him sucks.
Yeah, you see that there's a barista with like blonde hair, like pulled up in like a high ponytail and a visor at the window, who takes it, and she has a big smile on, but her eyes are totally dead.
Oh god.
she takes it, hands you back your card and your receipt, and then like puts a drink, like hands you like a cardboard like drink tray with
So yeah, we don't need the tray, and he just takes the 2 drinks.
Alrighty, have a good day.
Yeah. And then he just pulls out a thing real fast in hand.
Starfire takes the coffee and, mimicking the way that Lucian just offered the credit card, just kind of flippantly and clearly making fun of him. Thank you.
Lucian just drinks his iced coffee. Just like, well, fuck you too.
Alrighty. Blondie heads to school, and the gang heads to school, and we move over to a wealthy neighborhood on the northern side of town. Big houses with big yards, sitting on the edge, sort of on the edge of town, with the forest behind them. And we go to like a pretty large, like sort of modern looking house. There's a very neat snow, like shoveled already, like big sidewalk in front of it, and a very neat yard. And this is the home of the RODRIGUEZ-REYES. Karina, would you like to introduce your character?
Yeah. So, my character is Caesar Rodriguez-Reyes. He is a high school boy that is 5'7", with curly brown hair. He's wearing a collared shirt with a sweater over it for the cold, like a green sweater over it, and black pants and nice shoes. Everything about his outfit is nice, actually. It's not, ostentatious really in any way, but it's very clearly upper class clothes. He is, I think in the morning he's like putting in like small earrings, like in like a vanity mirror, and applying eyeliner, and then grabbing his keys in his bag, which are already ready, and heading downstairs to leave for school.
You head downstairs. There's like a big like open floor plan, like with the staircase that's has like a glass like sort of railing, and you head down like looking over the living room. You see in the kitchen your grandmother and your little sister are sitting at the like the island in the kitchen. Your sister has like a glass of orange juice and is like furiously trying to finish homework. And your grandmother has a paper and a plate with a cinnamon roll on it and a cup of tea.
Morning. Are you ready to go?
Brianna says, just give me 1 second. Just 1 second. She's like writing really quickly and like checking like the calculator on her phone, and you see
hey,
that
listen, you can do it in the car.
Your grandmother Guadalupe like doesn't even like lower the paper, just like turns the page and says, if you had done it last night, Brianna, this wouldn't be a problem for you. And she just, you see that Brianna kind of like shrinks a little bit and starts like shoving her papers in a folder. Well?
Yeah, we're going.
I won't be here tonight, Mijo. I'm going to the church to help with the fish fry. But if you wanted to come, that would be nice. But I'll leave empanadas in the fridge.
Thank you. I'll probably be busy. Sorry.
You see that she just kind of frowns at that, but doesn't say anything. and she says, "Have a good day at school."
Okay, thank you. And he will leave with Brianna in tow. But when they're, like, as soon as the door closes behind both of them and they're heading to his car, a little bit of the tension is going to leave him, and he's going to be like, "Hey, why didn't you do your homework last night?"
I would have, but I have a lot, okay? I feel like my teachers don't get that I have like 6 other classes that I'm in that all have homework, and so I'm trying to do stuff for a group project because my friends are not actually fucking helping me, so I'm doing everything, and I actually wanted to go to sleep last night, so I left some stuff for the morning. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's, yeah, I feel that. Do you want me to talk to your group mates?
No, it's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's whatever. And he'll just get in the car, which is, I guess since we're describing our cars, a 2016 blue Bentley. And he will also go to that local coffee shop to pick up coffee, iced coffee before school.
Yeah, Brianna asks for, like, I don't know, I guess, like, they have, like, frappes or whatever, like, a version of, like, a frappuccino, but they can't call it a frappuccino, obviously, but she gets one of those. It's, like, really sweet, has, like, no coffee in it, and it's just, like, pure sugar.
Yeah, that's what real me would order. But, yeah, he gets it for her.
And she says, as you guys are, like, pulling into the school, she says, I know you have a track practice today, so, you don't have to, like, take me home. I'm gonna, hang out with Julia after school, and go over to her house.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, call me if you need anything.
She just nods and then, like, grabs her, it's 2016, so she has, like, a galaxy print backpack.
So true!
And, gets out of the car and heads into the building. Meanwhile, we go back to that North Side rich neighborhood where go to some more, like, really ostentatious looking houses. The Rodriguez-Reyes home is like sleek, modern, very expensive looking. The Striciante homes are not sleek. They are gaudy. And they are big, and there are 3 of them, all next to each other. Victoria, would you like to introduce your character as we go into the middle house?
Okay. Sylvia is wearing a baggy kind of sweatshirt with, like, a bulky leather jacket over it. They're wearing, like, the boyfriend style jeans. Just, like, baggy jeans with a lot of holes in them, and they are currently sitting on the floor of their room talking to their pet snake, Regina George.
What's Sylvia got to say to Regina today?
Ugh. Regina, I wish I was you. I don't want to go to school. It's just so boring, and, like, Stephanie will be there, which will be nice, but, like, am I gonna sit through another yearbook committee meeting during lunch, or do I want to sit in the library? Ugh, I wish I could take you to school, but you'd hate it, so I won't do that to you.
Regina just stares at you, unblinking. Eventually, you hear, like, you're in your room, not moving. You hear your mom call down the stairs, Sylvia! You're gonna be late!
Ugh. Okay, Mom. Sylvia's gonna get up, grab her backpack that Lily just has closed for track, a notebook, and, like, her laptop. That's all she takes.
You head downstairs. It's like one of those, like, sort of like grand staircases. It has, like, you carpeted, and there's, like, a runner and, like, these big, like, wooden beautiful banisters. And you see that your mom and your uncle are sort of, like, talking in the kitchen together. And as you, like, come down the stairs, your mom sort of, like, waves you over and says, good morning, sweetheart. Listen, your uncle and I are going to Seattle for the weekend. You know that, all right? And so I don't know if you are having friends over tonight, and I just want you to know I trust you. And if you have people over, I trust you to clean up after yourself and not get into trouble, okay?
Okay, Mom. Are you guys gonna visit Dad?
We are going to visit your father, and also our lawyers. Is there anything you want me to tell him?
She's gonna reach into her backpack and grab out a letter that they were gonna mail on their way to school. Can you give him this? Don't read it, Mom. It's for Dad.
I'm not gonna read it. Of course, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him when we see him today. Just, you know, I trust you. I love you. Do not get into trouble, okay? That sheriff has been looking for an excuse to come and look around our house, and I don't want him sniffing around, okay?
Okay, whatever. I need to go to school or whatever.
Okay, have a good day. If you have any troubles with your teachers, tell me about it, and, you know, we'll deal with it.
Okay, like, whatever. Bye, Uncle Frank.
He, like, lifts his coffee cup and says, have a good day.
Yeah, okay, whatever. And Sylvia's gonna walk outside. She's, like, wearing her backpack appropriately, purely because it's the easiest way to ride her motorcycle. It is a 2017 Harley-Davidson Sportster, all black, and it has a license plate that is just 5 5s, or 7 5s. It's because you can't put S's on license plates.
Oh, man.
And she's gonna put her helmet on because, you know, she does actually believe in safety, even if she doesn't care about anything. And then she'll just go, like, zooming away, probably like 40.
You speed down the street, headed for school. There is actually, like, a little bike parking space in the school parking lot, usually reserved for, like, mopeds, that you can, like, pull into and park your motorcycle at.
Sylvia's gonna pull in and take up, like, 2 spots. Like, almost parallel park instead of, like, the angle in parking, but just in the middle of 2 spots.
The good thing is, nobody else is riding mopeds or motorcycles in the fucking cold, so this actually isn't gonna bother anybody. And yeah, as you join the crowd of teenagers heading into the building this morning, we go back to our last, but certainly not the least, character. The Chaplain home, also on the north side, also a very like sort of modern, like gray house, a lot of glass, looking over the forest. And inside, we find the Chaplin family. Saffron, would you please describe your character?
Okay. Stephanie Chaplin is 5'4", with long red hair that goes maybe like down past her shoulders. She has green eyes, and she's a small, upturned, pointy nose, thin eyebrows, smattering of freckles, and she has already done her makeup because she likes to be on time. Smoky eye, pink lip, and I think she is sitting on her bed. Her bag's already packed, and instead of going down to breakfast, she is just scrolling and looking through Instagram.
Cool. Are you in the kitchen with the rest of your family? Or are you still in your room?
Nope. She's in her room until she knows it's time to go. Then she will find her brother and go.
Alrighty, you get a text from your mom that says, I have oatmeal for breakfast downstairs, if you'd care to join us.
She rolls her eyes, but does go downstairs.
You, like, pass by your dad's, like, office on your way down the stairs, and he's, like, already in there with, like, his big, like, monitors and computer, and, doesn't, like has a big desk that's, like, facing away from the door, so, like, doesn't see you, doesn't even turn to look. You head downstairs, and you see, like, your, brother's already at the kitchen table, like, on his phone and eating from a bowl. Your mom is also at the table, also on her phone, and she has, like, just a big glass of, like, a weird green-looking smoothie. She's always, like, she's really into, like, health food and, like, you know, those, like, fad diets, and so, you know, she's been on a real smoothie kick recently.
She tried to get me to join her juice cleanse, and honestly, Stephanie considered it, but she doesn't really want to do what her mom wants to do.
You see that there's, like, a bowl at your spot at the table that has, like, oatmeal and, like, blueberries and, like, honey and stuff. And there's, like, a spoon set there as well. And your mom, like, looks up as you come into the room and says, "Good morning. Glad to see you."
Good morning, Mom. And Stephanie ignores the oatmeal and goes and grabs a banana to eat instead.
You have cheer after school today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you bring your brother home when you're done?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, thank you. I'm going out, so I won't be here after school, but I'll be back for dinner.
Okay. Hey, is it okay if I go over to Sylvia's this weekend?
Your mom just, like, narrows her eyes. Like to hang out for a couple of hours? Do you have, like, a school project that you're working on?
Yeah, totally. We'll work on a photography project together. We actually are working on something, like, really cool, so...
Okay. As long as you are being responsible.
I always am.
She nods and, like, takes a sip of, like, her smoothie, and then she says, you know, there's only a couple weeks left before May 1st. Have you thought any more about what school you're gonna commit to?
Yep, I'm thinking about it.
Okay, well, there's not a lot of time left, Stephanie.
I'm well aware. It's on my calendar.
Okay, as long as you're thinking about it, you know what your father and I think, so...
Mm-hmm.
I think Washington would be a really good school for you.
I have to say, everyone would call it UW. If you're from the area, you would say UW.
UW.
There you go. Yeah, I know. I know that's where you and Dad went, so.
And your father and I met there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't need to meet anyone right now, actually, so.
Do Stephanie's parents know about Caleb? Okay. And
I think he's been over for dinner for a couple of times.
Okay. Your mom sort of like nods and goes, and when is Mr. Gray going to ask you to prom?
I don't know, Mom.
Okay, well, tell him to get on it because we're going dress shopping next weekend.
Okay, awesome. Well, I don't even know the theme yet, so...
Okay, well, figure it out, honey.
Yeah, well, like, I'll ask Caesar later. They better fucking decide it soon, because, like, yeah, we need to go dress shopping. Why do I have to go dress shopping with you?
Because I'm paying for your dress. That's why.
Couldn't you just, like, put it on my card?
Stephanie, you are my only daughter, and you're only going to go to prom twice. And you already went once, and you didn't let me go with you last year. So this year you're going, and we're going together.
Fine. Fine. Okay. I'm gonna be late to school. Come on, Chris.
Your brother just, like, silently puts his bowl in the sink and walks out the door. And your mom just says, "Have a good day at school, sweetie."
Bye. Stephanie, they have a garage, so Stephanie doesn't have to worry about de-icing her car. Her car is a 2016 Grand Jeep Cherokee. It's white, and she gets in, she plugs her phone in, and I think especially because, like, that was an annoying conversation with her mom, she isn't going to ask what Chris wants to listen to. She's just going to put on her, one of her many playlists and on shuffle and turn it up really loud. And I think she pulls out of the driveway just blasting Better Than Revenge by Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's the perfect song. It is. It's so perfect. Chris, like, just is playing, like, some game on his phone and, like, sinks into the seat. Has, like, a big, like, hoodie on that is, like, you know, of some video game, and just, like, doesn't talk to you at all until, like, you get to, like, pull up to the middle school. And then as he's, like, grabbing his, like, bag out of the back, he just, like says, sort of out of the corner of his mouth, you don't have to pick me up after school today. I'm hanging out with a friend.
You sure?
Yeah, we're, like, going to the arcade.
Okay. Does Mom know? Because if she expects me to, like, give you a ride and then I don't come home with you, she'll probably be pissed at me.
I'll text her. It's not a big deal.
Okay. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.
I think when Stephanie does say have a good day, she does genuinely mean that to him.
Yeah, he, like, waves and heads into the middle school, which is, like, this big, ugly brick building, like, a couple of blocks away from the high school. And then just, like, head down, walk straight in.
Stephanie turns up her music even louder and drives to school. Oh, she does stop at the drive-thru on the way because she also needs her iced coffee, but she takes her iced coffee with way too much sugar and cream.
Oh, man.
But she needs that iced drink in the morning.
Yeah, you pull up to, you get your coffee, you drive to school, you pull into your usual parking spot, This is a school where most people like have just like a usual parking spot. It's not like an assigned parking thing, but like it's at this point in the semester, everybody knows where they park.
When Stephanie parks, she takes a moment to pop down the mirror and redo her lip gloss and put on her heart-shaped sunglasses before she walks in.
And you all head inside to school. You all have homeroom first. So you all go to like your respective classrooms for homeroom and like morning announcements and stuff before you head off to your first class. Our seniors, Lucian, Cassie, not Sylvia. Lucian, Cassie, Caesar, and Stephanie are all in the same homeroom, and with Miss Graves, and Starfire, Eden, and Sylvia are also all in the same, our juniors are all in the same homeroom with Miss Velasquez. Miss Velasquez is like the government teacher, so you guys head into like government classroom, a bunch of like posters and stuff of the president, famous like political figures. There's like a big poster of like the Declaration of Independence on the wall, and like notes for the class of the day, stuff like that. Like it's a bunch of like juniors and stuff. Luna Hanlon is in here. Addison Murphy is here. Some other juniors that aren't named, but you know, like there's like 20 other kids in the room. People are talking, people are on their phone. Miss Velasquez is at her desk, like typing on her computer. And the bell hasn't rung yet, so you guys still have time to settle in. The same kind of situation is happening in Miss Graves' homeroom. Is like people filter into their seats. She has an English classroom, so you know, lots of like quotes on the walls, and she has like a big pin board where like people can with like little cutouts of like the covers of people's favorite books that she's like put up, and you know, very English classroom vibes. And Miss Graves is like at her desk drinking like a huge thing of coffee and playing like some like low music, but isn't really like paying attention to the people in the classroom because the bell hasn't rung yet. So you all head to class. What do you do? Who do you talk to?
I think Lucian walks in with Cassie. He does bring books to school, but it's in a like gay little black messenger bag, like black leather messenger bag. And he like walks in and takes his seat at the back, and because he gets there pretty early and there's no one there except Cassie, he takes out a book that he's reading for his British Lit class. He starts annotating it. It's probably something like either like Till We Have Faces or the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis, and he just going for it.
Before Cassie gets to homeroom, he's already put the flowers and the chocolate in his locker, and he doesn't carry a bag, but they do have like their textbooks and stuff like that just under their arm, and she just spreads out at her desk, just sits down, head against the wall behind her, just sitting.
He might, if no one else is in the room at that point, maybe like even though Miss Graves isn't his British Lit teacher, he might like walk up quietly and like ask her a couple questions about some things in the book, or like just start like talking literature before, in this very short amount of time before anyone else shows up. He sort of just like actually lets himself nerd out about literature just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a class with her, but she she loves talking to you about books, and so this is probably something you guys do a lot.
Yeah. So he probably walks up and is like, "Oh, yeah, hi, Miss Graves. So I was just working through, like this passage specifically," and like he points it out and he's like, "Isn't that just? Sorry, I'm just."
No, good morning, Lucian. Good to see you. And then also chimes in on whatever you're talking about, because I don't know. But she knows. Do Stephanie and Sylvia head to homeroom, like, right away? Do you guys, like, wander in the hallway, or...?
Stephanie definitely goes to homeroom because she wants to be there before the bell rings. If Caesar's there, she sits next to Caesar. And she leans over. No matter what he's doing, she's gonna lean over and be like, "Caesar, can I ask you something?"
Okay. Caesar also gets to homeroom, I think, early to be punctual and to set a good example, I guess. And when he exits the car and like enters school, his whole demeanor changes, and he's very, I wouldn't say he's a morning person, but he's bright and he's charming. And I think he was just like looking at his phone, and when Stephanie moves over, he's like, "Yeah, of course, Stephanie. What's up?"
Do you know what the prom theme is going to be yet?
Hey, okay, well, I'm not technically supposed to tell you, but since we're friends, we're making an announcement later today, but I'll just tell you now, it is a masquerade theme.
Ooh, okay. I can work with that.
Great. I'm glad you enjoy it.
Okay. Now, follow-up questions. What's she just like starts, I don't know, listing, like, Stephanie, I think, is very interested in the social aspect of and parties and planning of that kind of stuff, but she never thought to actually join student council. She just like wants to know all the details and be like, "Well, so like who's the DJ going to be? Like, what are their reviews like?"
Okay, yeah, and Caesar is like, the charm turned on, and he's gonna answer all her questions. He's very, very attention-focused on her and her questions.
Cool. You guys are chatting about prom. Eden. So, you get to school. Roman runs off, like, immediately to go find his friends. Do you go find yours before homeroom, or do you go straight to class?
I think Eden goes to find Eli and Justin.
Cool. They're probably, like, hanging out in, like, the hallway by their lockers. Like, the way that there's, like, 2 long hallways where, like, most people's lockers are, and, like, each side is a class. So there's, like, the senior lockers on one side, and then across from them are the junior lockers, and then there's, like, a separate hallway which has, like, freshman and sophomore lockers. And then there are, like, other parts of the buildings where, like, the extra kids who there weren't enough lockers for, there's, like, some in, like, other hallways in other parts of the building, but most people's lockers are in these, like, 2 main hallways. And so you go find Eli and Justin, and Chris is also there, hanging out with, like, a Monster energy drink. He and Chris and Eli both have, like, one of those, like, big, like, extra large, like, Monster energy drinks with, like, the twist cap instead of the like the normal can. And they're, like, chatting, the 3 of them, and they, like, wave at you as you come up.
What's up, y'all? How's it hanging?
Justin, like, gives you a high five and's like, not much. What's up with you? Good morning.
Morning.
What are the vibes?
Well, prom's coming up.
Prom is coming up. Cassie taking you to that?
Are you asking me to prom? Is this you?
No. I mean, hey, I don't have a prom date yet, so if you need somebody to go with, we could go as friends. But I sort of assumed that you and Cassie would go together, which is dope and awesome. Really happy for you guys. I do need to find a prom date, though.
How do you feel about Amber Wheeler? I heard she's not going with anyone yet.
Cheerleader, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll go. If she wants to go with me, sure.
I think you could get anybody that you wanted.
You're too nice. You're too nice. And Eli rolls their eyes. They don't believe that. And Eli says, yeah, I actually think prom is kind of a waste of time. And honestly, an archaic high school ritual. But, so I might skip.
I think it might be fun just to go, you know? See the vibes. If you want to leave after like an hour.
Okay, I'll go, but if the music sucks, we are dipping.
Absolutely.
Also, I refuse to go to after prom. Last year it was stupid.
Oh my god. I've heard stories from like online, like people were talking about like they had yachts and stuff rented out for their after parties. Like I don't know what we're going to be doing, but it has to be something like that.
That's probably not going to happen unless Arthur Astor funds after party himself. And Justin is like, well, I'll probably go no matter what, unless we make other plans. And Chris is kind of like, I was thinking about, doing a gig with the band, have a little counter after prom.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. Maybe we could like get the feels out for the school. Maybe it'll be a whole school thing.
That could be pretty sick, I'll be honest. I mean, also, we could always just, like, hang out and play video games, too. But...
True.
And you hear that the, like, first bell starts to ring, the warning bell that tells everybody to get to class.
I need to still put my stuff away, so I will be seeing you guys later.
Yeah. Lunch?
Lunch.
They all, you guys all sort of nod and wave as you all head off to class. And you head to your locker and then off to homeroom. Sylvia and Starfire, do you guys also head to your homerooms? Do you hang out?
Sylvia is gonna walk by the senior homeroom where Stephanie is, peer through the window in the door, I assume there is, and just sort of do a little, make eye contact with Stephanie, and then just roll her eyes and do a little fingers to the head shooting, and just and then walk away and go into their homeroom.
Stephanie
on the side
will laugh.
We'll go into their homeroom on the side with the doors, sit in the back, sit down, put headphones in, and then take out their phone and text Stephanie. My mom's out of town, so party at my place. Invite whoever, just not, that loser. What's her face, sheriff's daughter girl.
So true. Yeah, for the listeners at home, the sheriff's daughter is a girl named Izzy Heron, who Izzy short for Isabella, and she she has a weird boyfriend who lives in Alaska but comes and visits her every weekend, and he's really weird and nobody's actually seen him.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think Starfire will probably be at least a little late to homeroom because she's gonna stay with Cassie and be a bit of a human bodyguard, so that if Even was around, they wouldn't see the flowers and chocolates being shoved into Cassie's locker. and then we'll go to homeroom.
Yeah, you hear like the first bell ring, and the hallways start to clear out and empty. And you head to homeroom. The junior homeroom is like, it's, you know, there are like some people who are chatting, but it's mostly like fairly quiet since the bell is now rung, and they're all like sitting at their desks, either on their phones or like doing homework that they forgot to finish. Starfire, you are in homeroom with Eden, and so as you like walk in and take your seat, you see them like sitting at their desk.
Okay. Starfire gives like a begrudging nod of acknowledgement and nothing else as she walks through, and we'll sit back 2 rows towards the windows.
Yeah, Eden's just sitting smack dab in the middle of the classroom.
The second bell rings, so anyone coming in is now late. And really quickly, like, both of the teachers in each homeroom takes attendance. And then, after, like, a couple minutes, you hear the, like, crackle of, like, the overhead, like, announcement system. And you hear the voice of your lovely principal, Susan Tanaka, come on overhead, with the morning announcements. Good morning, Thornridge starlings. Here are your morning announcements. Today is Friday, April 7th, 2017. Lunch today is tater tot casserole. The weather today is going to be cold with a high of 30 degrees, so track practice today is being held inside. The ACT is being held bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., so make sure you show up on time with a calculator and a snack if you're registered to take it. Softball practice tonight is canceled. Reminder to our seniors to fill out the form you were emailed about graduation if you haven't already, to make sure your name is spelled correctly on your diploma. Another reminder for those of you going to prom, nominations for prom court close at the end of the day today, so if you or a friend wants to run for prom court, fill out the form on the school website. If you would like to bring a date that does not attend Thornridge, come get a form from the office and turn it in by next Wednesday. Otherwise, they will not be let into the dance. After prom tickets can be purchased from the office. Make sure you get those before next Friday. And that's all our announcements for this morning. Let's make today a great day. There's another crackle as she hits the button to turn the announcement system off.
How long has the form to like be nominated to be on the prom court? How long has that been open? Is this like just opening today, or has it been all week?
It's been open all week. It opened on Monday.
Lucian absolutely filled that shit out right when it dropped.
So did Caesar.
Did anyone else fill out the form for themselves or other people? Oh, this isn't the actual voting, though. The voting will happen, like, in the next couple of weeks. This is just nominations, so they have a court.
I don't know. Do you need multiple nominations to be...
You don't need them, but, the only people who will see them is student council.
No, okay. Stephanie would have gotten Sylvia to fill out the form. She would not have filled it out herself, because she's humble.
Oh my god.
Lucian is not humble. He filled that form out himself right away. He's like, I am complicated.
Yeah. So Sylvia definitely filled it out with Stephanie like over her shoulder. And it was just like, okay, is that everything you want in there? Should I do more detail? Okay.
Excellent. So after like a minute, your like homeroom teachers are just like, since like they, you know, basically tell everybody like you have like 5 minutes of like free time, do whatever, you know, go to the bathroom, fill up your water bottles, and then the bell rings once again, signaling like the start of the passing period to get to first period, which first period, Sylvia, Stephanie, and Lucian all have government together. So, Sylvia, you don't have to move because your classroom, like the classroom that you're in for homeroom, is the same classroom for first period. Stephanie and Lucian do have to, make your way to the government classroom. I mean, you're both headed in the same direction from the same place. You guys, you don't walk together, I'm assuming. Do you say anything to each other?
No way.
I mean...
No. Stephanie's gonna walk right past Lucian and not even look at him.
Fuck you, Chaplain. Fuck you. And then as she walks by, and then he comes in, like, not technically late, but, like, right before the bell, like, rings.
Mm-hmm.
As she, like, blows past him. And then, and then he'll walk in and, like, take his seat towards the back and probably, like, just get out his phone and not give a shit. He does not care about government class. He hates government. I never said this. He's from DC. He fucking hates politics. He's had enough of them. He doesn't want anything to do with it. So he just, like, yeah.
Stephanie would sit next to Sylvia, but Sylvia always sits in the back, and so Stephanie's in the front. But they text each other, or rather, I think Sylvia texts Stephanie constantly throughout class.
The only text Stephanie receives are selfies of Sylvia being like, I want to leave, and like rolling eyes and looking at people like, what the hell is wrong with them? Why do they care?
Lucian probably texts the Chosen Squad group chat and is like, I can't believe I'm in this fucking class with fucking Stephanie Chaplin still. I hate it here, with lots of ease.
The rest of you all head to class. Presumably, I presume that nobody is late, because none of the rest of you share any classes together first period. Second period, you all head to class. The only people who share a class this period is Eden and Sylvia, who have World Lit second period. But I'm curious what Eden and Sylvia's vibes toward each other are.
I think Eden knows Sylvia as like one of Stephanie's friends, but doesn't like. I don't think she has any feelings for Sylvia, like any one way or the other.
Yeah, Sylvia doesn't have any reason to like dislike Eden. Is more just like, oh my god, they're constantly studying. Don't they have fun?
Sylvia's seen Eden at parties.
Yeah, but like Eden's always just like studying and like taking notes and like all this stuff, and it's just like, why?
Speaking of parties, Sylvia, have you been spreading around the news about your party, and has Stephanie been spreading around the news about Sylvia's party?
Oh, I think after Stephanie got that message from Sylvia, if it was still time in the homeroom, she would have leaned over to Caesar and been like, do you have any plans this weekend?
No. Why? What's up?
Sylvia's throwing a party.
Okay. Fun.
I know you know the people who are the people to know, so, if people want to be there, spread the word.
Right, yeah, of course. Thanks for telling me.
And, but if it's been class, Stephanie's been focused on class, so she'll wait till lunch to tell more people.
Sylvia told Stephanie, and that was it. Sylvia's like, Stephanie can spread the word. Like, I don't care.
Eden and Stephanie have AP Chem together. You guys have, like, a big, like, lab project coming up. But, and I feel this didn't happen, like, super recently, but, it was probably, like, more towards the beginning of the spring semester. When Lucian and Stephanie got into a fight in normal chemistry, and Stephanie switched into AP chemistry. So, Eden, that she's not always been here, and you heard, like, a couple rumors about, like, why she is here now. Is Stephanie, like, actually putting in effort to make AP Chem go well?
Yes. If anything, just to prove Lucian asked her wrong. Yeah, I think she's okay. If there's a project coming up, is it like have groups been assigned or?
Yes, and because I think it's funny, I am going to put Eden and Stephanie together
Good, because I think Stephanie wanted to be in Eden's group.
Like, have you been working on it outside of class, like, to this point? I feel like it's due, like, the next week, so you still have a lot of time to work on it, but you have been, like, lab partners for a while. What's the
Stephanie's
vibe there?
been doing her job. Stephanie doesn't really ask questions besides, she only asks questions that are related to the class and the work. But maybe a little, maybe she'll just sometimes be like, so what do you do for fun, Eden?
Well, I mean, you've seen me at parties, I'd assume. I love going to some of Sylvia's stuff when she has them.
Do you have plans this weekend?
Not necessarily. Just hanging out.
Well, then you should come to the party that Sylvia's throwing this weekend. I'd love to see you there.
Great, that's great to hear. I would enjoy seeing you there as well. But yeah, I think largely they talk about project stuff. Because Eden's of the same mind. Like, they just want to get the work done.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephanie putting in effort, and Mr. Owens is pretty impressed. So not that like he'd say that to you, but next classes come and go. 3rd and 4th period come and go. And the bell that ends 4th period rings at 11:50, and you have an hour of like lunch. It's basically the cafeteria's open, and you can like go scan your student ID to go get lunch, or you can leave campus if you're a senior. There's like a free and you can like eat in the cafeteria, you can eat in the hallway, you can eat wherever. It's a big, like, the lunch period is kind of like uncontrolled, a little unsupervised. There's like, usually a teacher or two walking around in the actual cafeteria itself, but that's, if you go somewhere else to eat, like, nobody stops you. So the cafeteria is like kind of, it's like sunken in a little bit, like there's steps to go down into it where like all the lunch tables are. There's like there's probably like 15-ish like lunch tables, so like those round ones with like the 8 circle seats around them that like fold up, and then like there's a big pane of windows facing like the road and the outside of the school, that like shine a bunch of sunlight into the room. And there's like, like that window paint that's on it, that there's like a big like window painted picture of like a starling, and it says like Thornridge High over it, and like a bunch of snowflakes and stuff on the window. And yeah, so who sits with who? Where are you all? Like, where do you all eat? Who eats school lunch, and who has brought their lunch? Is also an important question.
Stephanie brings her lunch or goes out, but it's Friday, and so there's yearbook committee. I think she does take a moment as people get out, the hallways fill up, she knows where Caleb's locker is, I'm assuming.
Yes, definitely.
She goes and finds him right as class is getting out.
You pull up at Caleb's locker. I should have asked you how you all decorated your lockers, actually, but you come to Caleb's locker and wait, and eventually like he makes it out of he's probably like getting out of like math class or something. Comes over, sees you. He's like a tall, like 6'1" guy, blonde, like sort of it's like his hair is like not that short, and it's kind of like not really styled. It's like he just runs his fingers through it upwards in the morning, and that's all he does. So it's like messy, but like intentionally messy. Wearing like jeans and like a sport t-shirt and black and blue Letterman jacket over it, with a big football letter and a bunch of bars on it. and he sees you standing by his locker and walks over, says, hey babe, and
Hey babe.
And the reaction from the crowd was not enthusiastic.
Well, when Stephanie sees him, she stands up on her tippy toes and throws her arms around him and just kisses him, making sure that anyone would see. And then she would go, I've got yearbook committee, so I won't be at lunch. But I wanted to say hi.
Okay, yeah, it's Friday, right. I heard that there's, some party tonight. Are we going?
Of course we're going. It's at Sylvia's.
His, eye twitches a little bit. Cool. Sounds good. Do you want me to pick you up?
I probably will already be there to help her set up, so I'll just see you there.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And he, kisses you on the cheek and says, have a good, yearbook meeting.
Thanks, babe.
And he heads, to lunch. And Stephanie, you head, to the yearbook club meeting, which is held in the art room. What's everyone else doing for lunch?
When class gets out, Sylvia's gonna text Stephanie and be like, do you think it's gonna be a short meeting or a long meeting today?
It'll be 30, 45 minutes, so probably won't take up the whole hour.
Yeah, Stephanie will be like, it won't be too long.
Okay. I'll see you there.
Okay.
So Sylvia's gonna go over to their locker, which has maybe a couple books in it and then just a bunch of snacks, and they're just gonna grab a handful of assorted snacks, put it in their backpack, and then head over to the art studio where the meeting is.
Gotcha.
To then just sit in a corner and eat snacks.
Lucian he'd probably ask Cassie if the promposal was happening during lunch or after school, because I think his usual thing is he probably does not like cafeteria food at all. So usually always drives to get fast food at a drive-through with anyone who wants to go with him that day. But he'd probably walk up to Cassie's locker and lean against it, just be like, so are we doing this now, or are we doing it later, or?
I was gonna do it during lunch. Cassie got out of her class a little bit early, and he's just been sitting against his locker, waiting for most everybody to clear out, just worrying at his lip ring and just pacing and sitting there. I thought it would be, I don't know. I thought during lunch. During lunch makes sense, right?
Yeah, lunch is fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, is she coming here, or are you?
No, I was just gonna go in with the roses and ask her at the lunch table.
Cool.
Yeah.
Solid plan. Hey, and I think Lucian probably looks pretty directly at Cassie and is like, hey, it'll be good. Fine.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. And then I think he is like, all right, well, I'll be in the cafeteria then. And probably, where's Starfire at this point?
Starfire would be walking up to them around this point. Yeah, Starfire probably would have also headed for Cassie's lager, and on the way, I would like to say, saw the entire thing with Stephanie and Caleb, and under her breath was walking by sweet Jesus. And then
it's bone chilling.
As far as anyone could possibly give space in a hallway. That is how much space Starfire is giving whatever is happening there. And will show up reasonably close to when Lucian asks where she is. Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey.
so prom-proposals gonna happen.
Right. Where do you want us? Not in the car.
I mean, you can probably just go sit where we usually sit. It's not gonna take very long. I'm just gonna ask and then probably just sit down and eat.
Cool. Got it. You look nervous. Deep breath, chin up. She's lucky to have you. You're fine.
Yeah, very lucky.
Okay. I'm assuming is the hallway like at least slightly empty?
Yeah. Most people have like cleared out to like go get lunch either in the cafeteria or out of school or like going to like meetings and stuff like that. So the hallways are pretty empty.
Cassie's gonna wait for Starfire and Lucian to go wait like a couple minutes, assuming they've sat down in the cafeteria. He just like stares at his locker. It's not open, and they tap their fist against it a couple of times before opening it and like getting the flowers out and getting the chocolates. His face, he's trying very hard to like not flush, but they're not doing a very good job at it. So they just like and like gets the chocolate and the flowers and just walks into the lunchroom, eyes on where Eden usually sits.
Eden's sitting with Eli and Justin, but probably also sitting near where Caesar is as well. Like, probably a couple of minutes before saw Lucian and Starfire walk in and just like slightly raised an eyebrow, just like wondering where Cassie is.
Lucian does not say anything, just sits down in their usual spot.
Oh, like, yeah, we're just going.
If I does not even look at Eden, just like,
nope.
Do Starfire and Lucian sit at Eden's table, or do they sit somewhere else, but like close by?
I think we sit at our own table.
I think we have our own table.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Cassie walks in with the big bouquet of flowers and the chocolates in hand, and walks up behind Eden and like taps them on the shoulder.
Yes.
Hey.
Hey.
So, and Cassie like gets down behind Eden on one knee and then like is holding out the chocolates and the flowers and is like, so posters aren't really my style, so I thought, would you like to go to prom with me?
Yes, I'd love to.
Yeah, Cassie just like hands them the chocolates and like goes to hand over the bouquet, but like doesn't really know, so she kind of like stops.
Eden takes it and like in one motion just pulls Cassie in for a hug.
Yeah, Cassie hugs back, obviously. And then when Cassie pulls back from the hug, she like grabs Eden's face in her hands and then like just like pulls away, does like a nervous glance around the cafeteria, and just turns and goes towards where Lucian and Starfire are sitting.
Eli, Justin, and Chris were just sitting there watching, and as like Cassie got down on one knee, Eli was like, dude, are they proposing right now? Oh, prom! Okay. Yeah, the cafeteria got like kind of quiet as like Cassie walked in, and then like, you know, the sort of like dull roar of conversation starts back up again as, you know, it happens and everybody's like, and then, you know, people just go back to chatting and stuff.
I think Lucian, throughout the entire thing, didn't have a mean look on his face, but it was very pointedly neutral.
Starfire will elbow him a little bit before Cassie walks over.
What? Jesus, what? Jeez.
You look very angry.
I'm not angry.
Like,
I'm not angry.
Like, no, your eyes are like burning. You need to smile, man, or like, you gotta do something different. Pick it. Tell me about your class. Tell me about your class.
Well, British Lit was good, I guess. And I think he like keeps talking about it a little bit. Just is secretly appreciative, but would never say that to Starfire. And then when Cassie comes over, he sort of stops talking and just like looks up and's like, yeah, congrats, nice.
Congrats.
See? Told you.
That was
Easy.
cute. See? She was great.
Yep.
Thank you.
She looks really happy, so I think you did something right.
Yeah. Okay. Cassie just like sits down, pulls a granola bar out of their jacket, and is just sitting, trying to cool down. The face is still red.
We can get out of here if you want. I mean, we don't.
I mean, yeah.
I was probably gonna go get like food. I'm not getting tater tot casserole. I would rather die.
Are you sure?
Right.
I heard it's pretty good today.
Fuck you. I'm not getting tater tot casserole.
Right, Mr. Sports Car is too cool for tater tot casserole.
Yeah,
He
I
doesn't
actually
do
am
that
too cool
shit.
for tater tot casserole. I actually am, so I think he stands up and starts walking towards the exit of the school to go to the parking lot.
Yeah, you guys could, like, head out and, go get fast food. Meanwhile, Caesar, who do you sit with at lunch?
Yeah, I think Caesar probably sits with other student council members and, yeah, like a table, like, sort of near Eden. Probably just, like, chatting to Cora for a lot of lunch, and then by the way, he brings his lunch. He either brings his lunch or gets it from off campus because he's also too good for cafeteria food. But when the promposal happens, he will, he'll like text Eden, even though they're just like a table over, and be like, "Hey, that was really cute. Congrats. They're really lucky to have you."
Yeah, Eden will text back, thanks, with a heart, and say, wasn't really expecting it today.
Yeah, you see that there are a couple of other people, at the table with you, like Luna, who's, the secretary, student council secretary, Cora, who's the vice president. You see that Cora looks kind of like, you know, she's like, oh, that's cute, and then also, like, a little, I don't know, bummed, I guess. How much are you paying attention to the reactions of the other people at your table, Caesar?
He's definitely paying attention.
Okay. You see that as, like, it's all going down and everybody's kind of, like, zeroed in on Cassie and Eden, Luna has just, like, a really angry, like, glare at Cassie's back, and then as, like, everybody sort of, like, you know, looks away, goes back to their conversations, she, like, cools it and, like, schools her expression, but still seems, like, kind of tense.
Yeah. Caesar will just go back to chatting casually, but as he's doing that, like, under the table, he's gonna text Luna, who I assume he has, like, Luna's number, and be like, "Hey, you looked tense. I'm here to talk. You know I am. But not look over and just keep talking, not draw attention to Luna."
Mm-hmm. She checks her phone, and you see her, like, type something back, and you get a message on your phone that just says, all lower caps, "Thanks, period. I don't want to talk about it."
Okay. He's not gonna push, but he's gonna note that.
Yeah. You know that, like, and all of you would know this, because this was, like, town news. Luna has, like, not been having a great time recently. One of her moms died last semester, like, in the middle of the semester, from, like, an aneurysm, like, very random, very sudden. And so, what her older sibling, Al, works at the school, and her youngest sibling, Riley, is a freshman. And so, Al's, like, kind of keeping it together, but, like, you know, their mom was a teacher at, the elementary school. It's been, you know, sort of a rough last 3-4 months for their family. So, yeah, you know, so they've been having a rough go of it. The thing with Cassie was weird, but, I mean, you know, you don't really know what that's about, but... Yeah, actually, speaking of student council members who have dead family members, also Cora and Cora Mitchell had her brother died over the summer as well in a car accident. Okay, listen, this were like the two deaths that happened. I know that it seems like really crazy, but like it just, it's
it's all at my lunch table.
Yeah. A lot of grief at the student council lunch table. But so I mean, I don't know how well any of you would have known Elias. He wasn't Elias Mitchell, who was Cora's older sibling, Cora's older brother, because he had graduated last year and died over the summer. And like, I mean, he wasn't super involved in anything. He didn't do like a lot of sports. Wasn't was planning on like going to college somewhere like, out of state. So I don't know if any of you would have known about him, but known him too well. But anyway, just so you know more about the student council members. Meanwhile,
Catherine, that slaps car meme. The student council can fit so much trauma into it.
Literally, yeah. Why is your student council so fucked up?
Listen, I didn't mean to like put them on the student council, but like, sometimes it happens. Maybe the student council is cursed.
We are.
Caesar, how's your family doing?
It's fine.
Oh god, the student council is cursed. I'll say that the stoner guy who's the treasurer, Alex, he's doing fine.
While driving to, well, not while, he doesn't text and drive, but when they're like waiting in the drive-through to get food or whatever, I think seeing also how a little bit sad Cora was looking, I think Lucian also like probably has Cora's number and texts Cora and is like, "Hey dude, send," and then like thinks about the next message he's gonna send is just like, "So what are you thinking about prom?" Send.
She like is typing for a while, and then eventually just says, "I don't know if I'm gonna go because my parents," and like a rolling eyes emoji, and it's not a big deal, but
then they should be like, cool, get the parents thing. I might have plans for prom, but likely not. We'll see.
She just sends back like a thumbs up emoji. Meanwhile, in yearbook club, which I guess actually Cora would like halfway through lunch, Cora at Caesar's table is like, "Oh shit, I have to go," and like remembers that she also has to go to the yearbook committee thing. And so like Cora comes in late to the meeting. The vice principal sort of helps oversee the yearbook club, and you guys are like talking about layouts and photos and like getting people's like names and like information, blah blah blah, very like logistical stuff when like Cora sneaks in and grabs a seat somewhere.
Stephanie's lunch is a cherry lollipop. So even though they're like, working on like yearbook stuff, she's like eating a lollipop.
Yeah, you guys like talk about pictures and stuff, and people like talk about who's gonna go to like what events coming up and take pictures. Like at some point, Cora raises her hand and is like, I could probably do photos for prom or something.
Cora, I can do that. Don't worry. I'll actually be there.
Roll to shut her down.
First roll of the game.
Well, that's a 10 minus 1, so a 9.
Oh my god, that hurt me. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Jesus.
kill Stephanie. What the fuck?
Oh
Literally,
my
no one has
God.
anything against Cora.
The most out of pocket thing I've ever heard in my life.
This poor
Yeah.
girl just trying to be helpful. Stephanie's like,
Cora showed up late. Does Cora care? Does Cora go to events?
Oh my god. Not real. Not real.
Okay, well, on a 7 to 9, choose one from below, but you come across poorly and they give you a condition in return.
I'll take one forward,
Okay.
but they can give me a condition in turn. I mean, I already have Solus, so.
Yeah,
And well deserved, apparently.
Yeah. Okay, so you say that, and I think, Cora says, aren't you gonna be busy, like, dancing with your boyfriend or whatever? Aren't you gonna be too busy to take photos of everyone else? It seems a little below you. And, she gives you the condition above everyone. In a derogatory way.
Above everyone, parentheses, derogatory.
Stephanie will say that and hear that and go, well, at least I have a boyfriend.
Do you think I want one?
Doesn't everybody?
She, like, rolls her eyes at you and just, like, puts her chin in her hand and, like, very obviously puts her arm on the table so you can see, like, the lesbian pin on her jacket and doesn't talk to you for, like, the rest of, just doesn't say anything.
Stephanie goes back and, well, actually, Stephanie will be like, turn to look at, oh, what's her name? The vice principal? Kind of look expectantly to be like, kind of like, who's doing photos?
Mrs. Chandra. She says, I mean, you both could do the photos if you wanted. This, there's plenty of things, if one of you wants to take photos for the promenade, and if one of you wants to just take, candids at prom, at the dance, you both could do that. We could split it up so, there doesn't need to be any fighting.
I'll take candids.
And Cora just, doesn't even look at anybody. It's just like, yeah, I'll do the promenade. And the vice principal just sort of like nods, writes it down on a clipboard, and moves on. Then the meeting, wraps up as everybody's, gets like events and stuff divvied up between everyone. And meeting comes to an end. What's Sylvia been up to? I feel like you've also been at this table and privy to everything that just happened.
Sylvia definitely has her earbuds in, but just has, like, the volume really low so she can hear everything. And then was just, like, glaring at Cora the entire time Cora and Stephanie were talking. And then straight up just, like, eating snacks the whole time.
Amazing. Cool. So, yeah, lunch, do any of you do anything else in particular, like, during lunch? What does Eden do with the flowers?
I think kind of just keeps them on the table. And then, because it's, like, halfway through school at this point, probably goes to put them in their locker to later go home and pot them.
Aw. Cool. Your friends think that it is very adorable. I feel like Eli and
Shut up.
Justin they are like ribbing you, but in like oh, it's so cute.
Shut up.
Eden Grace is going to prom.
Okay, like this was any news.
I know, but I can't believe that she did it in front of everybody.
I can't either.
Ballsy.
Yeah.
They definitely like Cassie. I feel your friends have liked Cassie like before this, and they like her a lot now.
Why wouldn't they? Cassie's very likable.
And then the bell starts to ring, signaling the end of lunch, and you all shuffle off to class once again.
Does Eden open the box of chocolates at any point?
I think, like, at the end of lunch, Eden would, like, peek in there to maybe take one or two out.
Yeah, in the middle, if there's like an empty space, and in the middle, Cassie's set corsage with like pink and purple flowers.
Oh,
Man,
they're so cute.
it's so cute.
So you all get back from lunch. You all go off to class once again. The rest of the day goes on kind of slowly as the weekend is so close and yet so far. But finally, the final bell starts to ring at 3:30, and all of you are set loose. Well, for those of you that have a free period, like last period of the day, you actually can leave during study hall if you're a senior and drive around, but also most of you have practice after school, so you can't really go home.
I think Stephanie will find Sylvia during her free because she knows that Stephanie knows that Sylvia also has this last block free, and will find her and be like, okay, so what are the plans for the party? Is that tonight? Tomorrow night? Like, what are the details?
Oh, we have track until 7, so 5 JKs. I mean, it could be tonight, or we could just do both, like every night. I don't really care.
I need to do something tonight. Like, my mom wants me home for dinner, and I'll go home for dinner, but then I want to leave. Like, I just need something. So, if we can do it tonight, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Do you want to have, I assume you've told people, so.
Oh, practically the whole school knows at this point.
Okay, but not, do you think that bitch will show up, or,
No, what, Amber?
No.
Izzy?
Yeah, that sheriff's daughter, Little Miss Sheriff.
I don't know what her problem is with you. What's her problem? She's probably not. No, she's a loser. She's probably not going to show up. I can make sure that she doesn't show up.
I mean, yeah, but I don't like cops. And it's just the sheriff's daughter.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, she probably doesn't know. I don't know who she knows. I don't think she knows any of the people who would know. So it's probably fine. But I don't know. I could go give her a reason not to be there.
I mean, if you want to, you don't have to though.
Well, I'll do anything. I want to make sure that you're okay and your family's okay.
Thank you, Stephanie. I mean, yeah, you can be persuasive, so.
I'll just ask around, make sure she isn't a threat.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. You have cheerleading, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess I'll see you after then. Do you want to do something before dinner, or?
No, I'll probably have to go home, so.
Okay, so I'll see you tonight then.
I'll see you tonight.
Okay. Yeah, you guys split off to go head for your well, you probably go together to the locker room because there's only one. There's 2 locker rooms, separated by gender, and then there's a gender neutral single use room, a bathroom in the same locker room area that you both head to get changed for practice. Cassie's the only person who was a class 7th period, so what does everybody else do after when they get out of class 7th period?
Well, Lucian has track practice, so he can't leave, or he doesn't really want to leave. So he probably is there a weight room or somewhere to exercise? It's not.
There's the gym has, the basketball court and the bleachers, and then above the bleachers on one side there's like an area sort of on a second level that has like a bunch of like weight machines and like a treadmill and stuff.
Well, then Lucian would probably like get changed into like track stuff in the locker room, do like a right before like tracks. Either he's not really a weightlifter, it's like not his thing, so he'd probably do like a little cardio or something. I don't know. Just to like make sure that he's warmed up before everyone else is, so that he's not late and like no one else is. He's always on time and he's prepared and he's already warmed up, so he's like ready for track practice. Probably puts in like AirPods and then just like start going on a little run.
What's Caesar doing and Starfire? Because I think actually Eden also has a class, but it's an independent study, so you have to be in a classroom with a teacher. But
yeah, it's literally just me and what's his name again?
Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, it's just me and Mr. Johnson pretty much in a room together alone.
Yeah, he's like playing R&B and just like kind of vibing, grading papers.
I feel like since Brianna didn't need him to drive her home, and he does have track after school, Caesar's probably just gonna stay at the school and do homework, I guess. He's very busy. He has so many extracurriculars. This is a good time to get that done.
Starfire will go down with Lucian towards the locker rooms and split off and like change, get ready early. Not necessarily gonna do cardio with him, but she'll change and get ready. And if she sees Cora or other people from the softball team, she'll stop to talk, but otherwise just doing her thing.
Yeah, Cora swings by the locker room like during 7th period because she also has like a free period here, and so she swings by the locker room to like grab her bag of like softball gear and just leave since practice was canceled.
Yeah,
but she'll say hi.
Fucking sucks that practice is canceled again.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck is up with this like cold snap, but it needs to go. It's fucking April, okay? I need to be on the field.
Yeah, man. If they're just gonna keep canceling it, I don't know what they're thinking we're gonna do about the season, but...
Yeah, well, it's because the fucking track team is always in here practicing, and...
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you know, it's cool, it's whatever, I get it. Like, you guys actually have meets and stuff. I'm gonna go, I guess. No softball, nothing for me tonight, so...
Damn.
See you next week, though?
Yeah, see you next week. Have a good weekend.
You too. And she, like, heads out, probably, like, runs into Stephanie and Sylvia on their way into the locker room and just, like, fucking shoots you a glare and, like, shoulder checks you on her way out.
Can Sylvia just, like, make straight eye contact with her and use the move mesmerizing to try and get her to freeze?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
You roll with hot.
Okay. That's a 7 overall. So.
Okay.
They only get the condition of dazed.
Oh, man.
Okay, what does that look like? Do you just, like, stare her down?
Yeah. Sylvia's just gonna, like, stare her down with direct eye contact, not blinking. Eyes are gonna go, like, really big. But also kind of a glare. And just stand there for a while, staring at her.
Stephanie kind of does the thing where, like, she kind of stands behind Sylvia with her arms crossed, just smirking.
Starfire is standing a little bit behind them, but very much in the space, and you see her feet shift ever so slightly into what anyone who knows how to fight would recognize as a fight stance. And she's like in shorts for track and a tank top. Her hair's all the way down. She hasn't had time to put it back up, but you can see her playing with the chain in her hand. And she looks right at Sylvia and goes, "What the fuck are you doing to her?"
You look away and Cora sort of like stumbles and just like looks around. Her eyes are like just like a little glazed over, and she just like looks really confused and looks between Sylvia and Stephanie and Starfire, and just kind of looks at the three of you for a moment and then goes, I'm gonna go.
I'll take a step closer to Sylvia. You heard me. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I was just waiting for her to apologize for, like, checking Stephanie for no fucking reason.
Catherine, question.
Mm-hmm.
I am well aware of the existence of magic. How does that, to what extent do I understand what just happened?
That definitely did not look normal.
Yeah.
If you want to, like, learn, like, more specific, you could make a gaze into the abyss roll.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
If you would like.
Okay. Not bad. 8, but my dark is a -1, so that's a 7, but that's still, I think, does something.
Yeah. You remember, like, in your head, you're, like, trying to, like, place what the fuck just happened and, like, figure out what you just saw and what Sylvia did, and you think back and you remember, like, way back when you were much younger and things were different, and you remember your aunt Morgan and sitting with you and your older sister, and you were, like, both poring over, like, a book that she had in front of her and talking about old legends and magic and myths, and you remember her mentioning, like, something about a snake. But that memory is also tinged with nostalgia, but, like, melancholy, because you remember that, like, that was before things changed, before your sister became bitter and resentful, and you get the you find the information that you're looking for in your memories, but you also are reminded of how things used to be, and that they are not that way anymore.
Starfire's standing there, and you can see her tighten her grip on the chain, not in a threatening way, but as, like, almost an anchoring point. You can see her holding it really tightly, but continues to stare at Sylvia, and you get the sense that Starfire is looking right through you. And she says, "Look, you mess with her, you mess with me. That is the deal, and that is always going to be the deal. Don't touch her. Okay?"
Yeah, like, whatever. Can I now try and do mesmerizing on Starfire?
Yeah! Go ahead.
That's a 9, so they get the condition dazed as well.
Well, so I think Stephanie sees Sylvia start to stare at Starfire and puts a hand on Sylvia's arm and just kind of goes, "Let's go."
Does the mesmerize still work, or does that stop Sylvia?
Yeah, does that stop Sylvia?
Stephanie kind of rubs Sylvia's arm.
Yeah, that stops Sylvia.
For just half a second, you feel it both start to take hold, and you see Starfire's eyes shift ever so slightly. Like, the second it hits her, they become just a touch more green, a little bit yellow, and you feel your brain also start to go a little bit clouded, just a little bit foggy, the second you do it to her. You see her eyes widen and then narrow back at you. "Get the fuck away from me."
"Come on, let's go." And Stephanie tries to basically pull Sylvia away.
Sylvia's gonna, like, link arms with Stephanie and walk away.
I'm gonna run to find Lucian.
Lucian is, just doing his thing in the track room.
Pumping iron.
Yeah. He's getting yoked. No, he's on the treadmill right now, listening to music. Very focused.
Lucian, fucking turn off the... Lucian!
Lucian turns down the treadmill thing and takes out his earbuds and is like, what? Jesus!
Can you stop running on the treadmill? I am trying to talk with you and get...
Okay? Yeah.
Lucian.
He goes over to Starfire.
Looks probably more rattled than you've seen her in a bit. Hey, so... quick inquiry, quick question. What do you know about Sylvia?
Not much. She's always hanging out with fucking Chaplin, but I mean, that's about it.
Yeah, so her and our dear friend Chaplin just had a little bit of a moment in the locker room with Cora, and
wait, with Cora?
Yeah, no, she's fine. She's
Is she?
Yeah, well, that's point 2. We're on point 1 right now. Hang on.
Hey.
Point 1. Sylvia's fucking magic. She did something and then she fucking turned around and
what kind of magic?
She's a snake. I don't know if she's a literal snake, but she's...
Do we want to do anything about that?
I mean, probably. Yeah, that was the implication. Yeah.
Okay.
And she did something to Cora, and then she fucking tried to do something to me, which Chaplin, Chaplin, our again dear friend.
Where is she right now? Are they?
No. We're gonna fucking find Cora is what we're gonna do, but I don't know. They just fucking turned and left. But just so you know.
Well, tonight there just so happens to be a party at Sylvia's house.
No shit. Really?
Yeah. Isn't that convenient?
Oh shit. Normally I would say that I wouldn't want to go to that because I don't want to see people who are associated with Chaplin, but dang, that just seems perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah. Real perfect. What exactly did she do to you?
Hypnosis? Maybe? Something with her eyes.
I thought it was a vampire thing.
I've never seen anyone do it before. But
alright. Well,
yeah, something with her eyes.
I guess that just means we have, I was just planning on getting fucked up, but
I mean, you can do that too. We just reprioritize a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Oh, sorry, a bit of a subject change. Are you doing anything for prom?
Why the fuck would that be your follow-up question?
Look, okay.
I don't know. I don't have any plans.
Says like Starfire's hands. He's like, dude, like I care about you, okay? And I
oh fucking shit, Lucian, not the moment.
Dude, what the fuck?
I appreciate it.
Fuck you.
Thanks, man. No, fuck you too.
I said I care about you, and you have to say not now, not the moment. So it's not the moment when I try.
Okay, no. Okay, I appreciate your emotional vulnerability. Fuck you. We're leaving.
I'll see you at Sylvia's party. Jesus
I don't know
Christ.
what I'm doing for prom, Lucian.
So you don't know what you're doing for prom? Okay.
No, I don't have any plans. Why? Are you asking me?
God, no. Do you? I will. I fucking will.
No, I don't. Actually,
I fucking will. I will take
please do not. Oh, Jesus. No, then
people
people are going to think I'm straight, and that is the second worst thing that could happen to me at this school.
I don't think anyone's going to think you're straight.
Thank you. And that's a good note. So I'm leaving now. And I'm going to turn around.
God. You could go with Cora. Why don't you ask Cora?
I'm going to go ask Cora. What? No, I'm leaving.
No, stop it.
I leave.
I think Lucian then like scrolls back through Cora's text and like screenshots when she says like she doesn't have anyone to go with, and then like sends it to Starfire and is like, I know for a fact she's not going with anyone. Don't be a coward. Ask her out. And then I sent it.
Lucian gets back fuck you.
And then I think Lucian texts, does he have any texts from Caesar?
I think at some point in the day, Caesar would have texted him, the house is going to be empty. We can skip debate practice.
Lucian just Sends back okay. All lowercase okay.
Yeah, Caesar doesn't say anything.
And then he goes to fucking track practice after that.
Yeah.
Mess of a conversation.
You all go to track practice. Stephanie, you go to cheerleading practice, which is held in like the wrestling room because there's a lot of mats. It's like a completely like covered wall to ceiling, floor to ceiling in mats. So that's where you guys practice. Cassie and Eden, what do you guys do after school?
I think Cassie's gonna shoot a quick text to Eden, like just like a question mark, because I feel like either they hang out after school or they don't, and wait for Eden to reply.
Eden was probably in the middle of writing Cassie a text when they sent that, and it was just like, Eden wrote like, so there's kind of this party that's happening over at Sylvia's, and I mean, if you want, you can come over, hang out at my place before we head out to that.
Cassie will reply back, I'd love to, send it, and then add another text after. Let me check with my friends first, and then send that. And then she'll send a text to the Chosen One group chat, like, are we doing anything?
Lucian immediately responds with killing Sylvia and Chaplin.
Meet outside, stat.
And she'll just reply, got it, and then go back to Eden. Got something to do after school, but I'll let you know ASAP on the party thing. Cool. And then Cassie will like go from toss her books in her locker, close it, meet outside.
Where are you meeting? Like outside? Just like outside the gym or something? There's like a
outside the gym. Mm-hmm.
Is this before? Okay. This is still before track practice happens?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm there.
School is let out, but there's, like a 10-15 minute like grace period before people have to be at the gym so that like people have time to change.
Okay, I did want to try to find Cora.
It looked like she was like headed in the direction of like the parking lot. So
okay, I'm running that direction.
Yeah, you see that like everybody has the same takes the same parking spot. So you run outside, and Cora's like tossing like her softball bag, and she has like, her very special, like her own like metal bat for softball that she has like sticking out of it. And she's like tossing it in like the back of her little like hatchback car. And you see that like Oliver is also like piling in. But she sees you and like waves.
Cora, one sec, and I'm gonna like run fully out and kind of slow down when I get near. Can I talk to you 3 seconds?
Yeah. What's up?
One thing.
And she like steps away a little bit.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna like grab her by the arm and like pull her away. Not that far away, but just like for a second. And I'm gonna look really hard. Like, does she look okay? Disoriented? Like, what is going on here?
She looks dazed.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I don't know. I kind of have a headache.
Yeah, are you sure you're good to drive? Maybe you should.
I think so. Oliver can drive.
Yeah, maybe have Oliver drive just for. No. You just. Yeah. Sorry. Point of advice, maybe for the time being, stray away. Sylvia, Stephanie, they're just, maybe just keep some distance.
Yeah, I guess. Fucking Stephanie is fucking soulless. I swear to God.
Stephanie? What's Stephanie do to you?
We're in yearbook club. It's not a big deal. It's just,
it's a big deal.
Cora just sort of like sighs and like, like sort of hugs her arms to her chest, and she just says, listen, I mean, my parents are Catholic. It's I know I'm not gonna, like, get to go to prom and, like, have the prom experience that, like, Stephanie gets to have because she has her perfect, stupid little boyfriend. It's fine, I know that. I just don't need to hear it from her. You know?
Okay. If she asks you about it again, you can tell her you're going with me. If that helps. At all.
You see that she kind of, like, short circuits for a second and just like,
Just giving you an excuse.
Are you asking me to prom? Or
I will actually ask, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to ask you when you're not dazed and you're thinking straight, but I'm giving you I don't know, Cora. I'm trying to help you here. She messes with you, fucking tell me, so I'll mess with her. And also, if you need an excuse to make her stop talking, tell her you're going with me. Because as of today, and many other days, she does not like me very much.
Cora just nods and, like, her face starts to turn red. She just is like, okay.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, you know what? Just drive safe and don't fucking... Bye. I'm gonna leave.
Bye.
I leave. Starfire thinks about turning around and saying, like, I get home safe, and then it's just like, nope, I'm leaving. And then leaves.
And then at that point, I think probably Cassie and Lucian get out of school and see Starfire, and then Cora walking away. Did you ask her?
Fuck you, Lucian. Cassie, important update. 2 points. Point 1, and then I'm going to explain to Cassie everything about the Sylvia situation, like saw her do something to Cora and then tried to do something to me, and like the snake details and the mesmerizing thing of it all. And then point 2, party tonight at Sylvia's. Just so you know.
Ergo, we fucked them up.
Like physically fuck them up, or what exactly is the plan here? Because if you're saying she's magic, then maybe we should take a look around the house first, because it is a party and no one's going to be looking at us.
That's
probably.
true. They might be a little bit more paying attention to me, since now I have inadvertently put myself... Actually, no, that's not true. It was entirely intentional. But I have now identified myself as a point of potential concern. So maybe that would be more of the two of you. But I'm down. That sounds good.
You keep everyone busy, and then Cassie and I go around and investigate.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Cool.
And then, we could theoretically.
We could, and I'm honestly down for... Like, we're not going to kill them. But,
Well, yeah, but, like...
Let's keep that as a plan C. Or D.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, B.
But, point... I don't know what point number you were at, but point 3, did you ask Cora?
Point 4, don't you have fucking track practice, Solution Aster?
Yeah, but I'm ready about it. For track practice is in like 5 minutes. They don't give a shit. I'm just saying.
Fuck you. And I'm gonna start walking to track practice.
Lucian turns to Cassie and is like, she's never gonna tell me.
I'll ask her later.
You have to let me know, okay?
I know, I will.
Starfire and Lucian head into track practice, which is being held in the gym. Like, the long distance runners are like actually running outside, but like sprinters and throwers are like working out inside and doing like, sprint drills in the gym. And track practice ends after like, a couple of hours, and you all are let out to have your Friday to yourselves. Cheerleading practice goes, same as always. You practice drills. I mean, there's no cheerleading doesn't, like, you guys don't cheer for meets or games anymore because like football and basketball are over. So now it's more like practicing stuff for like competitions. And so your coach, Alyssa Neely, who just tells you all to call her Alyssa, is, running you guys through drills and formations and like, practicing like a pyramid, etc. And that goes on for a couple of hours, and finally she's like, all right, girls, we're done for the night. Enjoy your weekends.
Thank you, Alyssa. Hey, Penny. And Stephanie will pull Penny aside, or like in the locker room as it's ending, and just be like, "Hey, I just want to let you know there's a party tonight if you want to come hang out. It's at Sylvia's."
Penny is Chinese American, like the other senior on the team, one of the other seniors on the team.
We don't really count Amber.
And she, is in like gray sweats, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds fun. I'll come if my parents will let me."
Well, I could give you a ride if you need it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll take you up on that. If I can go, I'll text you.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Of course.
And you head down to the locker rooms together and get ready to leave. Yeah. Anything else? What does Eden do after school? Also.
I think Eden kind of stays in a little bit late in the comp sci room, just like because there's not really a set let out time. Kind of just working on his projects, working on his schoolwork. Maybe waits for a text back from Cassie, but if not, just like kind of heads home, probably earlier than usual because she needs to grab the flowers from her locker room and kind of like sneak it into the house so that like her parents don't notice.
Yeah, your brother like stays for track practice after school, and when you get home, it's just like Emily who's on the couch with like her laptop in her lap, and she just like looks over at you as you walk in with the flowers and just raises her eyebrows.
Okay, you're not gonna rib me too about this, are you?
About what?
Eden just goes into the kitchen, grabs a just a pot or a vase. So Cassie asked me out to prom.
Aw, that's so cute. And they got you flowers?
Yeah, and they got me this box of chocolates as well. It was great.
Aw. And Emily's like kind of like just sitting there on the couch, like really happy for you, and like, "Oh, that's so cute. Oh my god, that's adorable. High schoolers, that's so sweet."
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm leaving later. There's a party, and I kind of
Okay. Well, have fun. Be safe. Use protection. If you need a ride, if you are under the influence and you need a ride, call me.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I don't plan on drinking, probably, because, like, there's gonna be a few parties there that I'd need to keep my eye out on, but, I'll shoot you a text.
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna be at Sarah's tonight, so just let me know. And the afternoon passes. Track practice, cheerleading practice comes to an end. You guys all start to make your way out to your various cars. What did Cassie do after school? How did she get home? Or where did they go?
I think Cassie just hangs around after school. He probably just goes and finds a classroom to lounge around in. Like he takes a ceramics class, and he probably just works on a project or something if the teacher's still in there. But if not, he just wanders around the school and eventually starts walking home.
Cool.
And Cassie does reply to Eden about the party. She just says, "I'll see you there," with a thumbs up.
Eden sends back a little heart.
Cool. Anything else anybody wants to do with their afternoon, evening?
After track practice, I think while they're in the locker room, I think Lucian just like looks over at Season. You fucking your house? Are we still
Yeah.
okay? And then he like takes his shit and walks out the door and goes to his car.
Yeah, Caesar will let him do that, and then we'll pack up his stuff and go to his car separately.
And then Lucian will drive over to the Rodriguez-Reyes household.
Yeah, Caesar's there.
Is anyone else home? Does it just look like the driveway is just Caesar's car?
Yeah. Brianna said that she's at a friend's, and so she seems to not be home yet. And Guadalupe's car is not there. It's like, I feel like it's an old like a fancy car, but like an expensive car from like the 80s that she's just like kept in good condition.
I probably know about the fish fry too. She'd probably
definitely.
At church, like there's a fish fry on Friday.
Yep.
Which that's a good thing to note is Lucian, even though he's because it's Lent, actually probably had like a drink and fries, but it's you fast on Fridays for Lent, so hasn't had that much food, but it's a fun little thing. Anyways, so he would, just to be an asshole, use the big knocker that their house probably has.
Yeah, Caesar will open the door really fast and be like, "Do you have any sense of subtlety? Jesus Christ."
Lucian will just smile and step in and close the door behind him and grab Caesar's face and start kissing him.
So true. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I should make you roll to turn someone on, but I also, like, I don't feel like I need, you need to.
No, he doesn't.
So, I mean, it's up to you, but I don't think that the sex move here is relevant regardless, because since you guys already have, like, the conditions and stuff of the other person, so,
Can you read them just for the sake of me not knowing?
Sure.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So, the werewolf sex move. When you have sex with someone, you establish a deep spiritual connection with them. Until either of you breaks that spirit connection by having sex with someone else, add 1 to all rolls made to defend them. You can tell when that connection has been broken.
Yeah, and the serpentine sex move is when you have sex with someone, they become part of the failing dynasty and subject to the move's mechanics.
How long does Lucian stay over at Caesar's? Like, do you stay for dinner? Do you go back to your own house at some point?
I'd probably be expected for dinner, right?
Yeah, and I don't think Caesar's inviting you to dinner.
No, not the arrangement at all. I think, yeah, after they, like, hook up, I think Lucian's probably like, so you going to that party at Sylvia's house tonight?
Do you want me to go to the party at Sylvia's house?
I don't know, I was just asking if you were.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you know about Sylvia?
My family doesn't like her family.
Any reason for that?
I mean, old money. Not something you would understand, but...
I think Lucian's probably smoking by this point and just takes another drag off a cigarette. Probably right. Okay, well, she has been messing with some people that I just keep your guard up, I suppose.
Are you, Lucian Astor, worried about me?
Oh God, no. Fuck. No, I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm just letting you know.
Is this, you're not worried about me like you're not gay?
Lucian just keeps smoking. I'm not talking to you about this.
You brought it up. I didn't say we had to talk.
Will you come to the fucking party or not? I just wanted to let you know, okay? God.
Yeah, I'm coming to the party.
Okay.
Why are you being weird about this?
I'm not being weird about anything. You going to prom with anyone?
No.
Do Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we went together?
Yeah, I could. Could you imagine it?
I mean, I want to do it right, you know, like.
What, like flowers, like how Cassie did?
If I, Lucian Astor, actually deigns to ask someone to prom.
Oh, deigned. It's deigned now.
Yeah, deigned.
You're doing me a favor.
The world would know. And seeing as my name is Astor, that doesn't... People knowing would be... I'm just sick of fucking secrets.
Yeah. I guess I get what you mean.
You know, like, if I was gonna take you to prom, I'd fucking take you to prom. I can't fucking... Fuck! I think he, like, hits a wall or something.
Okay, chill.
No.
Well, you know, if Lucian Astor deigned to ask me, maybe I'd say yes.
Lucian just takes a deep, steadying breath. I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, how romantic.
Yeah, like, you like romance.
Okay, well, I mean, nothing about this is exactly conducive to romance, mister. I'm not gay.
I think Lucian just starts putting on his shirt. I have to, get to dinner, so...
Yeah, you should go.
Yeah, I should go. He stands up and, like, grabs his bag. He drops his bag, walks past the right red, and kisses Caesar again.
And when they break the kiss, Caesar will be like, I'll see you tonight.
Yep, night. And then Lucian walks away, grabs his bag, and I think when he gets in the car, he just sort of, like, taps his thumb on the steering wheel a lot, puts on music really loud, and then blasts out of the driveway and drives back to the Astor residence.
You pull into the driveway of your home, park your car in its garage. You see that your father is home.
Lucian, before he gets out of the car, checks to make sure that his turtleneck is all the way up and walks.
Your father, is very particular about dinner, and he always cooks, when he's home. And so you walk in and you hear, like, the sound of cooking in the kitchen, but no, you know, call from, you know, your father, who knows now that you are here. And you step inside. You know that dinner is always 7:30 sharp.
Yeah, so Lucian probably makes sure to have, like, enough extra time to make sure he's on time, so drops his bag off in his room and then walks back downstairs, and at, like, 7:25, and then, like, sits down, like, pretty much exactly at 7:30 on the dot.
As you sit down, your father places a plate in front of you and takes his own plate to his own spot across the table. It's such a fucked up vibe because you're sitting in, like, a dining room, and there's, like, this big window next to you looking out on the forest, and it's not, like, comically long, but it is there's a long table, and Lucian and his father sit on opposite ends, and Arthur Astor sits down.
Lucian puts the napkin in his lap.
There's a coat, button-up, vest, tie. Sits down, puts his own napkin in his lap, briefly bows his head, and without speaking, begins to eat.
Lucian will very quietly to himself say, passes himself again and starts eating.
And the two of you don't speak, but the silence in the room is heavy.
You're gonna be out again tonight.
Arthur doesn't look up from his plate. It's like just a perfectly seared steak, and he's cutting very carefully with a knife and fork, and he doesn't even look up at you, and he just says, "Try not to make a mess of yourself."
He looks down, sees that it's steak, knowing that it's Lent and that he shouldn't be eating meat, and that it's simple, but he looks back at his father, and he knows what would happen if he didn't eat. He picks up the knife and he eats the steak.
And that's where we're gonna end for today.
What did we put in this season?
This episode featured Catherine Rarrett as the Master of Ceremonies, Percival Walter as Lucian Astor, Quinn Borazin as Eden Grace, Arcadia Reeves as Cassie Rodriguez, Casey Fleming as Starfire Miller, Karina Revilla as Cesar Rodriguez-Reyes, Victoria Nielsen as Sylvia Striciante, and Saffron Heftigaub as Stephanie Chaplin. The Valkyrie Cycle is co-directed by Catherine Rarrett and Saffron Heftigaub and produced by Casey Fleming. This season's editing team includes Catherine Rarrett, Karina Revilla, Casey Fleming, Zola Heftigaub, and Saffron Heftigaub. Music for the Valkyrie Cycle was composed by Haley Adams and Quinn Borazin, art was created by Arcadia Reeves, and our social media team is run by Fabiola Liano. Additional sound effects are sourced from freesound.org and zapsplat.com under the Creative Commons Attribution License. For a full list of credits, please visit our website at midnightceremoniesmedia.com. Again, that's midnightceremoniesmedia.com. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to leave us a review and tell your friends, as word of mouth is one of the best ways to support the show. We appreciate all your support, and thank you so much for listening.